Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Stellaris, the absolutely impossible run. Where last time, we finally did it. Our homeworld is an ecumenopolis. And that means, bloody hell do we have some alloys coming in all of a sudden, and at this point of the game, alloys are basically everything. But that does mean, yes, the beast must be fed, because right now I've got, yes, 4 foundry districts on this world, and I'm already eating 143 minerals a month. In theory, I could have 5 times as many districts, so yeah, we're gonna be needing minerals in order to keep these foundries working. So it sure is bloody lucky we've got all of these mega structures dotted about, so right, 1,000 alloys in order to get you upgraded a bit. That's fine. Economy's doing well. We can afford that right now. There we go. 2 years, job done. Though, okay, here's something I've not really had to think about up to this point, which is naval capacity. I'm actually starting to approach it. If I've got alloys coming in, I can have a much bigger fleet. But if I don't have the naval capacity, well, okay, it's a soft cap, but it will get stupidly expensive if I go over it. So, that means we're going to be needing, yes, anchorages, like, everywhere. But yeah, at this point, basically, we are going to be entering a period of absolutely explosive growth. Salvation needs to just grow, and we are building, like, stupidly fast on Salvation, thanks to various bonuses to build speed on the, individual governor and also empire-wide levels. So, okay. This is going to make our population rise in a bloody hurry, actually. Which is good in a way, but also, maybe a tiny bit concerning too, because empire size is going to start going bananas, and when it does, yeah, that's gonna slow down science and everything else. Still, it appears to be under control for the time being. Keep time ticking along. Beautiful, especially as
construction complete.
Okay, we've got armored torpedoes coming in. That is very, very good news, because do not forget, there is, yes, a size 20 arid world down here I would not mind having. Like, there are questions about how big a virtual empire ought to be. Probably 4 or 5 planets feels about right to me. I wouldn't mind, yeah, that bigger size 20 world being in the Empire too. But to get it, we need to kill the automated dreadnoughts. And weapons that do bonus damage to very large single ships, well, those are just going to be rather helpful, aren't they? Aha! Here's a critical one over in tech as well, which is, yeah, battleships. Because we need those before we can get to very, very big mega engineering. Mega engineering is one of my next big objectives, because we need that to build, the biggest, most exciting, sexy stuff in the world. So, yeah, get working on that right now. Meanwhile, in wherever the Cockastral Skulls take you, okay, potentially a habitable world, a weird discoloration to it. There appears to be a lot of flora dotted about, and yet no signs of life. Well, that doesn't make much sense, does it? Yes, and thinking of bigger ships, now we've got, yes, cruisers, and we're thinking about, the automated dreadnought and whatnot. Let's just create, yes, some lovely, lovely torpedo boats. This thing is going to be laying down a lot of fire on the automated dreadnoughts. Okay, good news and question mark news, which is back on welcome. Yes, we are building more and more cooking foundries. So, as a result, yeah, alloy production continuing to just skyrocket. But, okay, meanwhile on Salvation, a mysterious buried vault inside a mountain range. Potentially a fallout shelter, built by the same species that perished in the planet's ancient nuclear war. So, okay. We could open it, but, here's the thing. In the event there's something bad in there is literally no army currently protecting Salvation, so, that's going to create a special project. I'm gonna do that, but I'm also going to, recruit a handful of combat android armies, which we will need sooner or later, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Oh, speaking of which, right, apparently there's a loads of special projects I just never did, which I should do, because those could be good, and they're going to take, a month to do. So right, just, get on with some of these, because we never bothered studying any of the stuff we ran into in space. Literally 1 month later, right, I've got a new edict apparently. Society research plus 5%, leader pool size a +1. I'm gonna be honest, that's a bit on the expensive side for, yeah, just a 5% society. Though on the other hand, I will say yes, now the economy's doing pretty well, we can afford an education campaign just to give another 10% to our leaders leveling up, because we need that to happen as soon as possible, please. Okay, so step 1, we could have had, you know, an extra 5% from all energy jobs, like at any point, okay, seriously, pay more attention to the situation log, John. And 10% more mining station mineral output too. And speaking of which, hang on. You, buddy, you're done building a megastructure, aren't you? So, right, just, you know, build a new mining stations around. Bloody hell, there's a lot of mining stations you could build. Meanwhile, on the mysterious dead but not dead world, right. There's plant life. It produces sprouts and buds and whatnot, and yet every sensor says, no, there's no life here, you must be wrong. So, suddenly movements. Okay, I'm going to assume my scientist could deal with this. I believe in you, buddy. Also, seriously, minerals are coming in so fast right now. Just keep all of the megastructures upgrading because right now, yeah, the Tianqi star is generating about 100 physics, give or take. We could do better than that, damn it. Oh, and speaking of alloys, megastructures, etc., right. Can't help but notice, yes, Salvation Star is also a 5 physics star. That is not that common, so, right, let's get a Dyson swarm around you too, because seriously, basic Dyson swarms are so cheap. Here we go, the mysterious creature was a lithoid, and, looking at the picture, it would appear to be like a lithoid meerkat. They're adorable, let's bring them home with us, they are so cute. But yes, despite their presence, they don't seem to be reacting to us, so... okay. Examine one of them. You're very good at your job. I'm sure you could do this just fine, Rune Original. Also, amazingly, we haven't actually, like, you know, finished digging up that vault yet, but we've also found a ruined particle accelerator, so... okay, that's 20% to physics research. There's also... yes, mysterious boneyards, giving us 20% to sociology too. Maybe, like, you know, Salvation shouldn't just be a mining world. Like, I think we could turn this place into one hell of a science hub. And at some point we may even, like, you know, let it finish turning into a Gaia world. But honestly, that does not feel like a high priority. And you know what? That is true. We did, like, you know, recruit Jin, the amazing general or whatnot, despite not having any armies previously. So, okay, buddy, you can assist with the garrisoning. Right, with that in place, begin cracking open the vault. Like, you know, if we're lucky, it's just full of, like, you know, Fallout references. That would be good. Oh, and here's quite a big one, by the way. War just broke out between, yes, the Democratic Makaran and the Almetas. Now, those two are, yes, one are pretty nearby to me. You know what, I was about to say they're some of the most powerful empires in the galaxy, but actually the Almetas have fallen back a bit. Though, strangely, it's the Basidian Hive who are actually, you know, the top empire in the entire galaxy right now, which is very weird, actually, because, yeah, you guys are not that big, and you definitely had your ass handed to you by the Romans previously. Okay, well, now I feel bad about training all these armies, because as it turns out, there were just, like, you know, some survivors in there, so, right, you are now apparently welcome in my bloody hell, that's 10% to engineering. No, seriously, Salvation should be a science hub. Oh, this is embarrassing. Their preference is actually for Tomb Worlds, so... okay, I'm really sorry, we were about to, stop this being a Tomb World. Hopefully that's okay, right? Okay, this is an odd thing to say, but yeah, I feel like possibly welcome is now okay in terms of the number of alloys coming in for the moment. Not least as... right. At the moment, we are currently, yeah, blocking up a lot of spots with admin parks, generating 4 bureaucrat jobs right now. If I upgrade it, that'll take, you know, 3/4 of a year. That will generate an additional 2 jobs, which is complete garbage because I could literally build an admin arcology that generates 9 jobs of the bureaucrat type and 10 housing in the same period of time. So, right, these parks are now useless and we should definitely get rid of them at some point. And we should also spend some time getting down the special buildings are like auto-curating a vault. So, Empire Modifier, 5% monthly unity, and a politician. Absolutely demolish, the commercial zone. Get that in play instead, because 2 clerk jobs. I mean, fine. But if I build 1 residential arcology, that's cocking 9. Okay, we studied the mysterious creature, haven't learnt everything, and by the looks of it, it sort of faces towards the sun, and becomes agitated if you try and turn it away, so... right, keep on keeping on, I suppose, try and figure out what the cock's going on here. Not entirely clear how, turning round Rock a Meerkat got us the tech option Amoeba Breeding Program, but sure, why not? Bloody hell, we just built one of those admin arcologies and Unity just jumped, like, a stupid amount, so, okay, welcomies barely even start a big setup yet, and it is already ridiculous. And that's before we even start specialising it, because in just a moment, as soon as this, our next habitation module's done, here we go, let's talk buildings, which let you specialise planets underneath the ring. So, right, at the moment we could make, minerals from miners go up, or trade value go up, or alternatively, unity from bureaucrats is pretty bloody good too. Meanwhile, just, more politician jobs and also more diplomats, okay. But the filing system, that is tempting. That's really tempting. That's a lot of cocking unity, but instead, in just a flipping moment, okay. I suspect, we're about to unlock something very, very good. But for the time being, hang on. Traditions. Let's get moving towards, bonus stability, the Utopia Dream over here in Harmony. But honestly, Harmony is just a case of, I wanted that 10%. There's a few nice to haves in here. This is not essential or transformative. Okay, stuff's getting weird on, the Stone Meerkat planet. Apparently they've just, naffed off, and the sky is getting darker and darker. Sudden chill overcame the encampment, and bathed in the light of a dark star, we felt a sort of emptiness, as if our energy was being siphoned away. So, we could retreat, but some of the team are kinda curious what's going on with this weird dark star. So, oh, go on then. Just, stand outside and watch it for a bit. What's the worst that could happen? We gazed at the star in its infinite radiance, its light graced our minds and our souls, illuminating and consuming everything that it touched. The dark star saw through us, took from us with tenderness, and okay, so, I feel like we shouldn't have, stared at the horrifying black sun that killed but also didn't kill everything on the planet. So, right. This chappie has now been blinded by black light, meaning he is now actually kind of terrible at being, an archaeologist and everything involving a science ship. Though he has picked up Spark of Genius too, so, okay. It's possible, yes, we might want to, consider shuffling this guy around a bit, potentially. I mean, I say that. I kind of want to keep, the Voidcraft people on the council. They're important for us researching a giant mega engineering and whatnot in the future. And Orion Shutter has already got Spark of Genius 2, and also a Hyperfocus. Now, admittedly, he does have the slight issue of narrow-minded. So he's got minus 5%. So, okay, hang on. Hang on. Is it maybe going to be a good idea to swap you guys around a bit, though? Oh, blimey, you're also paranoid. Okay, so I think we basically just ruined poor Rune Original. That's a bit of a shame. I'm gonna be honest, Rune. Given you're currently, level 8 anyway, and you do have a Rift Walker for +1 to Astral McGibbles, I feel like we're just gonna keep you on astral business, actually. I'm really sorry. Just, good luck with it, basically. I mean, on the plus side, this means we can, ask him to take incredibly stupid risks on the far side of the astral rifts without really worrying about it, because, we now know he's not really that important on the council or anything. Oh, and we let, Salvation's terraforming complete, apparently, which also generated some Bale people to just sort of, appear on the surface for some reason. Right, so they like being on Gaia worlds. This one's egalitarian, slow breeder, communal, delicious. I'm not going to ask how we know that. Good at farming. Live for a long time. Okay, you say live for a long time. My leaders literally live forever, buddy. Oh, but more importantly, here we flipping go. Alloy processing facilities. So all of a sudden, right. We can actually, make every single one of our metal workers produce even more alloys. Now, that is going to make them more expensive in terms of minerals, but we're keeping up with this for now. Like, never turn down an opportunity to specialize a planet. Seriously, I don't even know why we pretend to be a democracy anymore. Like, no one's won an election, apart from Zosira, for about 5 decades. Meanwhile, behind the next astral scar... Okay, literally nothing but white forever. Fascinating. Maybe, send a drone to investigate what the cock's going on in this mysterious empty universe we've stumbled into. Okay, meanwhile in engineering, we are now moving in the right direction. Citadels, the final upgrade for star bases. That is marvelously good news because, yes, we are now moving in the direction of mega engineering. Though, okay, can't help but notice we're now losing minerals, and that's kind of my fault for building the highly inefficient, hey, we need more alloys and give up minerals to do it thing. So, right, Salvation, I appreciate, you've got all these fancy bits and pieces on your planet these days. But yeah, we do also need mining districts too, though. Speaking of which, hang about. Buddy, go over here, if you'd be so kind, and get more cooking arc furnaces down. Brilliant. This one, meanwhile, okay, I need 1,000 alloys to make this work. Well, I'm going to be honest, game, that doesn't worry me too much, actually. Just to keep that ticking in the right direction. Good. Okay, we are now swimming in megastructures, though. Okay, the one in Salvation, we've also got refugees. Welcome to welcome. Yes. The one on Salvation, someone else just died. Okay, just pause the game for a second so people stop dying or whatnot. Yeah. The one I built in Salvation doesn't seem to be, doing anything. Like I'm not collecting it. Because it's saying I need a research station. But if I try and build a research station, the game says I can't build a research station. Right, well that's just broken then, that's a shame. Okay, how about we just put a standard research station around Salvation, that one didn't work out, and see if maybe this one could not bug out completely, given it's going to be just as good at producing physics. Oh, and you know what I'm starting to see around here? Well, one, I think Julianus Vatinius is dead, by the way. He's been replaced, so, okay. The Roman tech level is now officially behind ours. Meanwhile, various other empires are literally falling behind in every way. Our fleet can keep up with the Snifflet friendship, and our economy and technology are ahead in both, so, okay. This is suddenly starting to look pretty good, actually. Also, I can't help but notice the economy appears to be crashing because, we are building a lot. And that's good in a way. We're producing a lot of alloys and we're keeping up in minerals just about. But all that does need to ultimately be, paid for. Okay, so how precisely are we going to do that? Because that's a pretty big deficit we're running, actually. Oh, hang on, it's the fleet. That fleet I've been building, that would make sense, yes. Okay, for now, don't worry about it. We're producing so many alloys if need be. I can just, sell 1,000 of them and keep myself going for years and years and years. And 1,000 we make in, 2 months. So, okay, eventually we will crash the market by flooding it with alloys, that's true. But, for the time being, that will keep us going while we get some, new bits and pieces down in our various worlds. And you might think this will be the moment I might stop building quite so aggressively on my planet. Oh no, quite the opposite. Let's double down and build more, damn it. Oh, that is true, by the way. We could just cancel the education campaign. Our leaders are leveling up nice and fast anyway. We don't need to educate them. That's fine. That will help, you know, quite a bit. And I was about to say we could, like, you know, boost our, generator workers. We don't really have many of them, actually. We used to have someone welcome, but we, you know, bulldozed all that. I'm going to be honest, we don't really, like, you know, have many sources of energy, like, anywhere in the Empire. I say that. I can literally activate the Crystal of Adriskia, and that gets me 66,000 cocky credits. We're basically, you know, just selling bits of the world's biggest diamonds. And our scientists might get better too. And 3,000 Unity, like, these days that's not that much, to be honest. You know what? That's a good cocky deal, actually. Screw the economy. We'll just sell the world's biggest diamonds. Okay? The mysterious white universe has now got, like, walls all around it, and I'm increasingly suspicious we're doing something weird and meta here. Like, we're supposed to have escaped the game Stellaris or something. So, okay, take a sample of whatever the cock's going on precisely. Oh, and very exciting indeed. Right. Harmony is complete. That unlocks a giant pile of Edict's funds. Hang on. Can we actually, like, do anything with that functionally? I mean, mining subsidies would be nice, but seriously, the price of this is getting out of hand. And when I say out of hand, okay. Our empire size is what's getting out of hand. Now, there is something we could do to assist that, of course, which is, yeah, upgrading our lovely, lovely systems. As we ascend them, that is going to hit the impact of the pops in aforementioned systems. But that is getting bloody expensive, even with Utopian Dream in play. And as for the Ascension perk we just got, okay. This is a bit of a funny one at this point in the game, because, yeah, there are moments coming up soon where I might want to completely hold off actually upgrading, though, ooh. Imperial Prerogative. Empire size from planets, down 50%. I mean, that would do a lot to offset, yes, the plus 100% data-driven logic loops caused by virtuality. That is, ooh, sort of interesting, actually. Not what I've been planning, but it could actually be pretty significant. But yeah, beyond that, there's a lot I simply can't access till I've got Mega Engineering. Yeah. I think this has got to be worthwhile. I need a solution to Empire size, which is getting out of hand in a hurry. Like, at this point, yeah, the rate I'm gaining pops is more than offsetting the benefit I'm getting from my giant science base. And there we go. That immediately drops down to 292. So, yeah, that's going to speed up tech, all sorts of bits and pieces pretty well. Oh, meanwhile, okay, we are making progress here. I mean, look at this. In terms of galactic influence, we are now a mid-table player. We've overtaken the Tenets of Tabby, we've overtaken the Sniveler Friendship, we've overtaken the Almeta Syndicate. Alright, we are cocky climbing up the ranks here. And that number is just going to keep going up and up and up, because we are suddenly training a lot of cocky troops, actually. In fact, you know what? I think it might be about time to start giving our fleet a bit of a test flight. And here we go, with Unity still piling in, yeah. We're going to ascend you, my friend, up to tier 3. Beautiful. And we're going to start Salvation and moving in precisely the same direction, though this is going to get, yeah, progressively more and more expensive to do. So I'm going to be needing more and more, yeah, administrative arcologies back in our homeworld just in order to fund all of this. Yeah, at this point, I'm just tossing a huge amount of Unity out to basically anything that will take it in order to just desperately slow down the rate of my empire size growth, because that is starting to get a tiny bit out of hand, in fact. Oh, apparently, by the way, we've become a new, more terrifying level of crisis. I could have sworn we already were crisis level 2, but apparently we only just hit crisis level 2, so that's nice. And apparently, gravity's important. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of would have just guessed that anyway. Like, gravity does feel important to, like, the universe, yes. Okay, there is an alternative solution to this, but it is not one I was planning to, you know, crack out quite so soon, actually. But yeah, I can't deny empire size is kinda creeping up on me a bit here. You see, up till now, yes, we've been very much focused on being, you know, a very fluffy egalitarian democracy, etc, etc. But you know, we kinda knew that wasn't necessarily always gonna last forever, right? And really, when you think about it, we're a democracy only in name. Like, you know, Zosira is blatantly obviously just our leader and will be forever. We do not need to be worrying too much about the state of our democracy. Like, functionally, we're already not. Nobody else wins anything. Like, ever. And on top of that, yes, though it was brilliant at the start, faction unity, though, you know, very, very good indeed, is not contributing as much as it used to. Like these days, with the oncologies on welcome, that's starting to fall behind a bit. So, let's talk about how precisely we're going to reform the government, because right now, I cannot stop being a democracy. It is simply a pure function of my society. Because we're fanatical egalitarian, we can't have anything apart from democratic governments. But you know who doesn't care about democratic governments? Materialists, who would also give me bonus research speed and less cooking robot upkeep. Which is mysteriously still me, even though, as we've established, I'm no longer a robot because we just live in a server or something. So, all we need to do really is shuffle around our preferences when it comes to factions. So, right, if I was to embrace the Academy of Technological Progress, that would mean, yes, our empire would shift to be fanatical materialist and only a bit egalitarian. But they need to be 20% of the population for that to be a thing. So, right, we are now promoting this faction. And no longer promoting the egalitarians. In fact, I could suppress them, but... okay, I feel like that's going to, you know, make them very, very unhappy. So let's not do that. That might be a bit extreme, then again. I kind of do want this to happen, like, pretty soon. And egalitarians are, like, happy all the time, so it kind of doesn't matter. You know what? Screw it. Sure, why not? And straight away, the population is starting to shuffle around a tiny bit each month. I just need it to get, you know, the tiniest bit further. Just hit that magic 20%. Oh, and here's interesting, by the way. Right, a very interesting development right here. The MacLeod just attacked the Eschagon. Now, I don't like the Eschagon. Like, you know, we've been mostly chill with each other, but if you two are about to go to war with each other, I'm going to suggest, maybe, just maybe, I don't want to be bound by a non-aggression pact for that much longer. Seriously, what the cock is going on inside the white dimension? Because, okay, it's made of, like, paper and ink, and we're, like, trying to communicate with it or something, and it's trying to communicate back, so, okay, this is a weird dimension. I like the other two planets better. They were like, you know, at least planets. We understood what the cock was going on. And there we go, over in factions, you, sir, now have a 20% of our population. So, congratulations, we are now fanatical materialists, in fact. Also, we can stop suppressing you, that's fine, we don't need to be suppressing you anymore. So, robot upkeep goes down, research speed goes up, egalitarianism is, you know, still present, just not quite so much. And as a result of that, we're no longer bound to democracy. So, right, let's get rid of, you know, that whole business, and instead, oligarchy. So, right, all my councillors act as if they were 2 levels higher than what they actually are. Pretty bloody good, actually. This does, however, mean, yes, because we've just abolished democracy, we also have to demolish the parliament, so, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so, I'm going to admit something now, which is, I've just made a mistake. By which I mean I've basically just, yes, annoyed a huge part of my empire, and begun abolishing democracy. And I wasn't supposed to. I kinda just broke democracy by accident. Because the civic I actually need is Beacon of Liberty. Unity up, empire size from pops down. For my empire, brilliant. But I'd forgotten that requires democracy. We have to stay democratic to have that. So, okay. We're still a democracy. Like, stop sending out the emails and letters about how democracy was overrated. We are democratic. Democracy's great. Hooray for democracy. Sorry, slight confusion there, guys. But we are still getting rid of the Parliament, okay? The Parliament sucks, screw the Parliament. Instead, we're a beacon of liberty. So you don't get parliamentary representation anymore, but you do get the warm fuzzy feeling of knowing that we're a shining beacon of light in a sea of darkness. I don't know what that means. Basically, yes, as a result, you guys make less fuss in terms of empire size. Though the downside of this is, yes, the council position from Beacon of Liberty is kind of terrible. Like, the Protector of Liberty. Okay, this feels like I've just pulled off an incredibly large-scale con against my own people. Like, we've abolished the Parliament, but don't worry, guys, there's a Protector of Liberty, which is like, you know, a military position I get to assign on the council. So, you know, when you think about it, that's fine, isn't it? I guess, bare minimum, it's a good opportunity to, yes, have Jin What's-His-Face level up a bit. And there we go, straight away empire size drops quite significantly down to 246, so... yeah, Beacon of Liberty, data-driven logic loops, kinship, all of that is stacking up nicely. Okay, having somewhat but not entirely betrayed and destroyed democracy, let's, yes, give that fleet the run-out I was promising, because, I think we're now cocking ready. Because I have prepared a very cocking large number of cruisers with a very cocking large number of torpedoes on board. But if we're going up against, yes, a big, tough and nasty bastards, I was about to say, happy Zarklan Day everybody, because yes, we could summon a fleet to help us out, but unfortunately, okay, we're too busy selling the Crystal of Adriskia. Right, we're gonna have to do without. Yes, and as we're going to be literally giving our torpedoes a test right now, how about we turn on volatile explosives for even more explosive damage? Okay, fleets are currently holding position right here at Tian Ort. As we don't have, you know, the Fallen Empire to just eat all of the bullets in the face for us, like Codex, that's gonna be your job. Sorry about this, by the way. If I'm thinking of which, let's, move our Minister of Defense down to one of the fleets that's going to be more towards the back, actually, because, yes, then we've got the Torpedo Codex, a Medium Codex, cruisers with so many torpedoes, and frigate torpedo boats. And at the back, handful of artillery in the form of battleships, basically with hangars and long-range weapons and whatnot. Here we go, the fleet is arriving, all fleets are arriving too, so... okay. Like Codex, you're up first, everybody else move in behind, okay? Medium, torpedo, etc, etc. Corvettes have got pretty good evasion, they might be able to just avoid some of his shots. Everybody else just, yes, move in, do what you can. So, right, slow her right down here. In comes a fair whack of power. I think, unfortunately, oh. Okay, I think one of our battleships was immediately destroyed, but his armor's done and... right, so that's the cocky power of torpedoes. Because, he's dead now. And honestly, hang on, how much damage did we just take there? I mean, some, I'll admit, but really not much. Okay, I may have been overthinking the danger posed by the Dreadnought in a world where torpedoes exist. And guess what? The Dreadnought's now going to be cocking or working for me. Though I won't deny he did do some damage. Like his long-range weapons, he took out 2 battleships before we could do anything to him, so yeah. The long-range stuff, that is no cocking joke. Still, we've got like 26,000 alloys, I think we'll be fine. Not least as I have set up Promise Station with, yes, 5 distinct shipyards, so we are very good at building ships in a hurry. And there we go, Promise Station jumps into life, we have got a lot we could do here, but honestly, yeah, fleet's going to be back up to strength in no time whatsoever. And though this might seem like an odd pick at this point in the game, yeah. I'm going for expansion next up, for the simple reason that, okay. At the end of the tree, we do get more districts per planet, so I can fit more on my planets, which is good. And we can also, yeah, reduce empire size from systems, from planets, anything that keeps empire size under control is pretty much a good thing right now. Oh, and would you look at that too? That beautiful arid world has actually got some good stuff going on. Bonus to districts, magnificent. 2 more than we should be allowed. Add into that natural beauty, so everyone is super, super happy. Bubbling swamps for gas extraction wells, and okay. So this was cocking worth coming to get. And in no time whatsoever, there she flipping is. Conquer me, that is worth a 27,000 fleet power all by itself. It is filled with technology we don't even properly understand. It boosts the fleet it's working with. It's got jump drives. Oh, blimey. I am very, very happy you're here, my friends. And with that, we immediately jump into the cocky top row of big galactic players. I love it. So, I would say, at long cocking last, my fleet is mighty. Not quite Roman mighty, but you know, our tech is superior. And they're now superior in terms of, yes, fleet size, not overwhelming. Meaning our neighbours to the north, the Larchaks, they are pathetically cocking weak. And while the Estragon down south are currently equivalent to us, I can't help but notice, you guys are currently at war with the much stronger MacLeod next door, so I feel like that's not gonna cocking last very long. And if you put those two things together, all of a sudden, I'm looking, you know, significantly stronger than my neighbours. In a position, in fact, to maybe have a think about a bit of a change of tactics. You know, maybe throw around some new ideas, maybe murder some people. It's hard to say what we're going to do next, but let's just say, I've got some big cocky plans in mind. So hopefully you are looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Stellaris. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
This is the face of death, okay? This is what my sudden death looks like. Do not engage before we arrive. Do not engage. What are you doing? I specifically said don't. Oh, no.
No, John.
Oh, he likes that. The Romans touched me.